Well, and today we're going to go over Governor Jerry Brown versus Donald Trump. Right now, just to start off this video, I wanted to say that I'm working on a Clinton versus Ben Carson election night, and I'm going off to summer camp for the entire next week, so I'll pre-record videos and schedule them to be uploaded at 12 p.m. Eastern Time every single day of next week, or maybe at 7 a.m. It depends on what you guys think. And right now, in the middle of somewhere in that week, I'll have a Carson versus Clinton election night. I may do it on the first day or last day. Depends on how YouTube sorts my videos. Depends on how I upload them. It's gonna be completely randomized, so it'll be a lot of predictions. Maybe one or two election nights. It depends on how much time I have. Um, and I just want to get this quick video out. I didn't upload yesterday. I was at a swim meet, and I have one today. So I have a swim meet also on Saturday. So I'm going to try to, in my free time, right now I'm helping my dad with a lot of things. So I'm going to try to focus on really starting off strong, entering a week where I will be completely removed from technology. I won't hear about anything. It'll be like I'm living in the wilderness for an entire week, so I won't really hear anything about any news that's going on. So everything that will be uploaded will be based on this week's current news cycle and the Trump approval rating on the day that I leave. Actually, I'll probably record them on maybe Friday or Saturday, so it'll probably be on the approval rating then. It'll be on factors then, any scandals that have been brought up, especially with the Donald Trump Jr. Case that just came out. And all these predictions will be as of if they were held that day. My projection for the future economy, I think that Trump may be able to rebound the economy, but I don't. Right now, it's at a steep climb because we're still in the Obama fiscal year until the month of October. So we can't really credit anything to Trump just yet. I'm not saying that because I'm biased towards him. I'm really not. But it's just like Obama's first year, we were in Bush's fiscal year. So anything good out of the economy was credited to George Bush and not really to Obama. It depends on where you are on the political spectrum and who you credit it to. But I personally would credit things all the way up to October. After October, I'll credit everything there to Trump. But until October, we're in Obama's fiscal year. So that was just pretty much it. Sorry, I'm like 2 minutes into the video already. Let's just move on to Governor Jerry Brown. Home state of California, Governor Jerry Brown from California, elected twice, sometime in the 1970s. I think he was first elected, then he was reelected in around 2010, somewhere between in the 2000s. So essentially, he was governor before, then he decided not to run, then all of a sudden he started running again for governor again. So I guess this guy's pretty lucky. Was governor way before, and now he's governor again. Washington, Oregon, and California, of course, put him at 74, the entire West Coast. Now let's go through the strong list. Arizona, I'll leave it a toss-up just for now. 5 out of 5 electoral votes I'm giving to Trump. I don't see it flipping. You need a minority really to do that. You need a minority to really turn out the voters that you really would need. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, home state of Vice President Mike Pence, West Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia. Again, you need a minority base in order to turn out voters in states like those. Alaska, safe. Hawaii, safe Democrat. Now we can go through all the safe Democratic states. I'm starting to lean to making all of the entire Rust Belt safe Democrat for the future elections, because if you think about it, Obama won Indiana in 2008 by a very small margin. Actually, it was actually larger than Trump won in all of the Rust Belt states. So if you think about that based on that, Democrats could have said Indiana will go blue for the rest of its history because it's trending more Democratic. Listen, it had a 19-point swing. The Rust Belt had a 10-point swing. They're not trending more Democratic. They just overwhelmingly voted for McCain and Obama in those margins. So you can't say something like, because they voted for Obama less in 2012. Of course they did, because they had a better Republican candidate. All the Republicans that didn't vote for, say, Obama, vote for McCain, voted for Romney. If you take the Gore versus Bush numbers, Obama drastically swung it to the Democratic side. It was very close. Wisconsin was too close to call between Bush and Gore. And if you take those election history, actually, the Rust Belt is trending more Democratic if you count the swing from time to time. Just because Trump was able to swing it one election, this was one spoof election, it's most likely not going to happen again unless there's a horrible candidate on the Democratic side. I'm going to be completely real. I've left them as a toss-up all of my videos. There is no way in hell Trump will win the Rust Belt. And this is coming from a conservative. I'm personally a conservative. There's no way he'll win it if he doesn't bring back jobs. So he has to follow through with every single one of his promises in order to keep the Rust Belt. Just like Obama didn't go through with half of his promises, actually a little more than half, which is why he didn't keep states that were otherwise toss-up, like Montana, Missouri, and Indiana. North Carolina he didn't even keep, yet he still won. He won it by 14,000 votes. Wasn't able to keep those voters. And yeah, so really it's contingent on you keeping your promises, but he still didn't keep his promises and he still won the election, remember that. So it's still possible, but right now it's an uphill climb for Trump again. It's an uphill climb for every Republican because of the way the electoral map is made. The majority of the country is Democratic if you look at party registration voters, other than the Independent Party. I mean biased voters towards one side or the other. There are more Democrats registered than Republicans. That's because the urban central areas are more Democratic because they live in areas that are not suburban or where they might not experience white working class problems. So they typically vote Democrat. Minnesota, I'm leaving that one as a safe Democratic spot. New Mexico, definitely, it's trending away from a swing state. I really do not see it flipping to a Republican anytime soon, regardless, unless it's someone like Marco Rubio. New Hampshire, I'm going to leave that one safe Democrat because it went for Clinton, and Jerry Brown is a little bit more liked than Clinton. However, they could paint him as a California Nancy Pelosi elitist. However, New Hampshire voted for that in 2016 as well. They painted Hillary Clinton the same way, and they still voted for her. And yeah, so Nevada, I'm going to leave that one as a toss-up. Colorado, I'm going to leave that one as a toss-up as well. Iowa and Ohio, safe Republican. Not really safe, but leaning, and I'm not going to put it as a toss-up because I don't see a Democrat flipping those after the margins that they put forward in 2016. Unless they spike minority turnout, Jerry Brown really can't do that. His ideals will be, as in Karen Handel said, some 3,000 miles away from the state of Ohio. So, really, I don't see him appealing to that base. Florida, I'm going to give it to Donald Trump. Voted for him. Didn't vote for Hillary. I think Jerry Brown might underperform Hillary. Depends on how his campaign goes. North Carolina, I'm going to give that one to Trump. That puts him at 248, surpassing Hillary Clinton's margin as he did with Florida. But still, he's around where John Kerry was. So I think that Virginia will stay blue. It's slowly turning Democratic because of the way that it swung in the past elections. I mean, you can always make the argument that Bush won these states, and that but Clinton did expand on the lead, and you could say it was because of Tim Kaine, but I'm thinking that Virginia will stay blue just because of the fact that they did vote for Hillary Clinton, and although it might have been because of Tim Kaine, I think Tim Kaine would definitely help Governor Jerry Brown, especially with this 2017 election in the governor race. I think that will send a strong message to conservatives: don't test your waters here. You're not going to win. But yeah, so right now they're held by 2 Democrats in the Senate, so that's pretty okay. Barbara Comstock's seat is she's going to be voted out regardless. This is a midterm year for Democrats because of history, not because of energy. I'm not taking any sides here, but just because of history, I think that'll trend Democratic. I'm getting off topic here, so let's just move on to the Rust Belt. Wisconsin, I'm leave as a toss-up because it did vote for Trump. Michigan, I'm leaving safe Democrat this election because I think that they would vote for a Hillary Clinton type candidate again. Not again. I think they would vote for a Hillary Clinton type candidate if it was someone different without as many scandals. I think really what killed her was the email scandal in these states. So I think that they'll stay Democratic. I think that one will stay Democratic. Colorado, I'm going to say keep that one as a Democratic state. Arizona, safe Republican. That puts Trump at 259. Of course, safe Republican because, I mean, it is a toss-up typically. After this election, it would be a toss-up typically between Democrats and Republicans. You need a minority to turn out Latino voters here, and you're not getting that with Jerry Brown. Nevada, I think that one will stay. Actually, now that I'm seeing it in red, I'm thinking, what would it take to flip this red? I'm thinking that in order for these states to stay, I think that Nevada will stay Democratic, but I think that Wisconsin and Pennsylvania will stay red. So that would put Donald Trump over the top with 289 electoral votes to Governor Jerry Brown. Now, this is if Trump doesn't keep his promises. This is if Trump keeps his promises, and I told you contingent on that he brings jobs back. But if he doesn't, I seriously see the Rust Belt. Don't hate me for this move. I seriously see the entire country flipping away from him if he doesn't go through with his promises. A lot of Republicans are dissatisfied with him. 30% of the Republican base does not approve of him right now, and that's bad news. So he's going to need to do heavy reforming. But until then, we still have 3.5 years to go. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. This will be the map if he goes through with his promises. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.